maybe somehow Chelsea turns this all on its head. But
maybe I tell you what, if I stand over
Where
here...
do you go? Where do you go?
If I stand over here...
God.
Right, now, shout over to me, ask me if I've got anything positive to say.
You got anything positive to say, Craig?
No.
All right, let's move on to talk about the semi-final then. The other semi-final coming up is between Liverpool and Fulham, and Liverpool have many absentees of their own for this game as well. And now Trent Alexander-Arnold will join that list, out for at least 3 weeks with a knee injury, and a big miss, you have to say, Shaka, for this Liverpool side.
Yeah, and there's always this question with Jurgen Klopp and what changes he's going to make. Ties between Liverpool and Fulham have been very tight over the last few. Liverpool came from, well, 1 down to score 2 late on to beat them in the league earlier this season. So having or not having Trent Alexander-Arnold, having likes of Mo Salah, who didn't start in their last Carabao Cup game, but away and not available as an option, it challenges Jurgen Klopp as to what he can do and how we can change things if this tie is getting away from him. Because while on paper you see Liverpool sitting top of the Premier League table and Fulham just a few places below, you would think that this is going to go one way. But as I said, kind of recent encounters between these two has been anything but a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, breathe in some of that industrial air, Nedum, once again, because we want to get your take on what you're expecting to see tomorrow, given what we saw between these two sides in the Premier League recently.
Yeah, it certainly was a good game at Anfield that time, and I think, as I've watched Fulham play against Arsenal recently, and they were very aggressive in their approach, and they tried to make Arsenal one-dimensional, and they really did get the better of Arsenal on that day. They had made them predictable to force them out wide. They really protected the centre of the field very well. And I think as you look at this Liverpool side now, I think the game against Arsenal, it's great that they won, but in that first half, the amount of chances they were giving up, and then when you lose another more experienced player, then it does ask the question, well, who's next in? Like, is it going to be a youngster that plays in at right back? And if it is, to give Klopp his credit, he's not shy of putting in youngsters into that team. We've seen it in Europe this season. We've seen it domestically when he's needed to as well. So I think this is a great chance for Fulham, a great opportunity. But the downside is it's at Anfield, which is essentially a fortress. But I think the game itself is probably going to be closer than it would have been if Liverpool had some of their stars there. But Liverpool without their right side, Liverpool without key midfielders, key forwards. The fact is, Van Dijk's coming back, which is a big boost for them. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a very, very exciting game because as far as I see it, Liverpool take no backward steps, and I don't think Fulham do either. So I think I'm looking forward to it.
I want to take a look at what is ahead for Liverpool. Obviously, there is this Carabao Cup games with Fulham, as you can see them both coming in January. Bournemouth in between that in the Premier League. I suppose the hope for them is that he will be back at the end of January, because right now they're saying it's at least 3 weeks. But what a miss is he for this team, Craig, with this what's ahead?
Yeah, and I think, look, he's had his criticism about his defending, which I think he has improved on. I don't think he'll ever be a great defender. I think he's a terrific footballer. But I think his defending has got better. And I think the fact that he steps... You're talking about Alexander-Arnold?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm away in my... I'm still jealous.
Can you say something positive, please?
I'm clouded here. I'm clouded. I think A, his defending has been better this year as the season's gone on, but I think B, his use of the ball has been arguably as good as anybody in the Premier League. His range of passing, his threat in front of goal, although he missed that chance, I think, in the Arsenal game when he was through 1-on-1. But as a generalisation, it's been his use of the ball going forward has been absolutely first class. So they're going to miss that. The other side of it is that, Gomez is already filling in at left back because of the problems they've got in that position. So you've now got problems across both full back areas. You've got Virgil van Dijk, who I don't know if he's back or not, but he had an illness. I would imagine it's not long term. Matip's out for the season. So you're looking at a very disjointed and reshuffled back line, which is... They were okay at Arsenal, did pretty well. It's difficult to go a long period to keep doing that. But I think they will be okay, and I think they proved that with the performance at Arsenal. I think the Fulham game is a difficult one to gauge in terms of what they'll need to do, because Fulham have been so up and down. They looked as if they turned the corner when they whacked West Ham. They lose at home to Burnley. They lose against Bournemouth. Then they turn up. They're better than Arsenal. You know, so it's a difficult one because they've been so up and down. But I think Liverpool can handle the absentees to a certain extent. I don't think this can elongate over a long period. As long as it's all out in the wash by the time Mo Salah comes back and they're still in there and they're still fighting, I think they'll be okay.
We're going to let Nedum get warm because we know how cold
Get
it is.
positive.
Get positive as well. We know he's going to be pitch side for us for that game tomorrow as well.